And then you've also got the ability to, enable or disable people from, giving out permissions to people invited to a folder. So you can say, hey, I don't want people being invited into a folder as a co-owner, so I'm going to turn that off company-wide, and that's just a click there. And you can easily see what's included in each of these on the right-hand side listed out here with these check marks. You can also restrict who can make content. You can auto-expire disabled links, auto-expire links, auto-delete files, auto-remove collaborators, and then also you can keep your trash forever or delete it after a certain period of time. You can also turn notifications on or off for folders people are in, for download, upload, preview, comments, or deleting, so that you can understand if people are actually working around your content, right? It's one thing to put content in the cloud. It's another thing altogether to understand, are people actually collaborating around it? Are they finding it valuable? And that's really where Box is changing the game there. And you can see here as well, there's over 300 applications that work with Box. Adobe EchoSign does electronic signatures, just like DocuSign. You've also got products like scanning type solutions. AutoCAD is another great example. You've got Cloud On, which does Microsoft Office editing. So there's a really, really extensive list that works with Box. I definitely encourage you to as well to explore the Box iPad, iPhone, and also Android app, just because it really shows you how easy it is to share content on a mobile device. Okay. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing the console here and go back to the presentation. So I did want to go back to the Q&A to see if we have some questions that we can answer here before we go into the promotion.
No new questions. You said you were going to go into more around collaborators and some examples of that. Is that still to come?
Yeah, absolutely. So would you guys like to hear examples of use cases around collaborators?
Yeah, just to get an idea of what a collaborator is and who would have that and what the cost is around it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would be good is if someone could chime in with their vertical that you're in, I can give you a use case and then talk about how pricing works for collaborators and how it would work within a business as well. Anyone want to throw out like a vertical that you're in today?
Well, federal government, everybody is on mute, so I'm going to speak up.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Sure. And then is it like, I think I saw someone on earlier from, was it NASA?
Yeah, there is somebody on from
Okay.
NASA.
Great. So we'll use that as perhaps just as an example. So, great example is you might be collaborating with many other people, internally within your group on a specific project you're working on, as well as potentially external people. Maybe you want to get their feedback on a design or a project, whether it's in a Word doc format or it could be in a design type format. So ultimately what you could do is you could go to this advanced options button here and invite someone into that folder to work on it as a collaborator. And so they would then have access to these files and folders within these different levels of security, which is what I went through a little bit earlier. But you could be an editor or an uploader or a previewer. And then so once they're invited into this folder as a collaborator, they then have access to everything in that folder. And it's only the folder you've invited them into. So if you obviously have, some things that are sensitive, well, you would just create a different folder for, different collaborators that would be able to handle that sensitive information. The way the pricing breaks down, too, is if it's enterprise or business, you will get charged per collaborator, and it's mapped by domain name and email address with that domain name. And then the Enterprise Unlimited would give you free unlimited collaborators. So you could have 10 internal users and 100 external collaborators. You would not be charged for those 100 external collaborators. Taking it a step further, you can even send a message to all the collaborators in a folder, just a quick email. That would, perhaps be something that you want to broadcast to them as well. So again, this goes back to project management. This is a great way to do that.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Any questions?
If we can return while you're here, if we can return back to the video question. So do you have an example of a video that's like an actual video or movie of some sort? So The question was, that seemed to be kind of a stop frame video that you were showing. So is there any design that you need to follow or best practices around what types of videos are used?
Yeah, absolutely. So that was a movie file. And so, DM, correct me if I'm wrong here, it sounded like you saw like a choppy version of it. And the reason is not because of it's choppy on Box. It's actually on my side it was very smoothly rendered, but it could be because of WebEx. I've seen that before. And I know this because I used to work at Cisco that obviously owns WebEx now. But sometimes video on WebEx doesn't stream well. So if you actually demo it live, and on my side it was running beautifully, it's a completely smooth video just like you're used to watching locally or streaming on YouTube as an example. But what I can do for you, DM, is easily set up a trial where you could demo that to see how easy it is to get video rendered in the cloud with Box. And so definitely some design considerations to take into account. Obviously, your bandwidth is something to take into consideration, but this has been very surprising to me. I came from a networking company, Cisco, that did bandwidth, right, for a living. And what's been interesting is I have not heard any challenges from customers that I've worked with so far about bandwidth being an issue. And it is partly because of our proprietary technology, but I would also encourage you to just try the trial, and you'll see how easy and quick it is to use Box. So what we are offering today is you can do a free trial of Box for 2 weeks. This is for only private sector commercial customers. Obvious reasons our public sector rules are pretty sensitive to this, so we can only extend it to private sector today. But it's a 2 weeks free trial. And, of course, the trial can be offered to anybody, but ultimately the $20 gift card is an incentive. We want to show customers, hey, once you try it and actually put your content on there, we truly believe that you will love the Box product, and that's why we're offering this incentive today. And, of course, Matt will be your point of contact to help set that up.
Absolutely. You could go to the RightStar website, rightstar.com, and under the Box product pages, there's a Box page. And there's a button to request a trial right there. So you fill out the form, you'll get whatever information you need, and you'll be up and running in 5 minutes or so. And then the Amazon gift card will be sent to that email address that you register with. All right, so now any other questions from anybody? I don't see anything. So if you all had to step away for any part of this presentation, or if you want to share it with colleagues, it is being recorded. So everybody that participated will get an email with a link to this recording. Feel free to pass it on. If you'd like more information, please reach out to RightStar, myself, or I can put you in touch with your local representative. And we can get you information.